Our top story this hour, 3 people are dead, 26 others in hospital after a Greyhound bus accident in northwestern Alberta. The bus skidded off a slick highway into a ditch this morning about 50 kilometers east of Grande Prairie. A Greyhound spokesman says there were 29 people on the bus, including the driver. Some were trapped underneath and had to be pulled out. Well, returning to that story, the CBC's Briar Stewart is on the line now from Grande Prairie with the latest on that crash. Briar, we just talked to a Greyhound spokesman about 15 minutes ago, and he was, well, tight-lipped to say the least. What have you heard about this accident?
Well, we did. The RCMP just held a press conference here, and not a lot of information at the moment. What we do know is that the accident happened shortly before 6:30, just west of Grande Prairie, and there were 28 passengers on board. One of them was a child, and then, of course, there was the driver. Now, the bus was going on the highway, and it was very icy, very slick, and it rolled into a ditch. And as it rolled, it trapped passengers underneath the bus. So when emergency crews arrived, they came upon the scene, and the windows of the bus had been broken. People were trying to get out, and these people were trapped. So it was actually a firefighter that went underneath the bus and pulled some of the people out that were trapped. 3 people did die, and we know that 1 person is still in critical condition, 4 are in serious condition, and 7 people with minor injuries had been released from the hospital earlier today.
Briar, when you say they're trapped underneath, does it appear, and I know this is, we're still trying to figure out exactly what happened here, but did it appear that they were thrown out of the window of the bus? Is that what happened?
It looks like some people were thrown out of the windows, but the bus did almost a complete roll, so it ended up on its side. So there were people kind of trapped underneath. So when emergency crews came, they basically had to right the bus and have it on its wheels again so they could free the people.
All right. One thing the Greyhound spokesman did tell us is, yes, there's a seat belt for the driver, but it may have been a while since some of the people at home have been on a Greyhound. No, there are no seat belts for the passengers on those buses. So are the people who were injured, are they in a hospital in Edmonton now for the most part, or what happened there?
We've been told that all the people that were injured are actually in a hospital here in Grande Prairie. Okay. They were basically air ambulanced out, but they were able to stay here in Grande Prairie. There's still 13 people in the hospital with minor injuries. The ones with minor injuries that were released earlier, they're basically at a hotel now in Grande Prairie, and they've been put up there, and that's where they're kind of reunite with their family.
All right. We've heard a lot about icy road conditions, and RCMP are investigating, but that may have been a factor here. Do we know anything else about the weather conditions there? Was it fairly clear at that time in the morning?
I don't really know how cloudy it was, but it was quite slick. And actually, the bus accident was reported because a man driving a truck had just skidded off the road, minutes before, and so he was there and he saw the entire bus crash happen, and he was the one that made the call and called the police and the emergency crews. All right, Briar, tough situation for anyone who knew any members on there. I can only imagine what family members are going through right now. Briar, we'll check in again. Thanks for the update. You're welcome.